Hi guys! So I decided to do this video today because I know how hard it is when we are on diets and we're doing so good and then all of a sudden we get those sneaky little cravings that try to creep back in our lives and try to derail us from our progress. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest here. It's really hard to kick those cravings once they start. So today I'm just gonna give you some of my top ways that I like to fight cravings. And these are all things that I have done in the past that I feel like really help, at least for me. And disclaimer right here, I am not a nutritionist. I am not a doctor by any means. I'm just a personal trainer and I know a little bit of knowledge and I'm giving you my personal opinion on things that I think work. So without further ado, these are my 5 tips to stop cravings. So tip number 1. It's gonna sound a little redundant, you hear it all the time, but I have to say it anyway because it is so true. And that is, get your water in. Because if you don't get your water in, your body starts to trick you into thinking you are hungry. And a lot of the times we're not hungry. A lot of the times we're actually thirsty, but we're not the most perfectly evolutionized beings on this planet. Actually, we are, but that kind of is a signal right there that, you know, we're not perfect, our body's not perfect. But we know that a lot of the times that when we're hungry, it's because we're actually just thirsty. So get your water in because it's good for you, boo-boo. So, all right guys, so number 2 is gonna be eat more filling foods. And what I mean by that exactly is it's not always how much we eat, but it's actually what exactly we are eating. And so for example, say you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and you make it with white bread instead of wheat bread. Well, what that is a simple carb. And a lot of the times, simple carbs, what they do is they digest really fast. And so in the matter of an hour, we're sitting there and we're hungry again. Even though we just ate an hour ago, our body is hungry again. And it's because those types of foods are just so fast digesting. So a quick fix on that would be instead of using white bread, use wheat bread. If you're wanting to snack on fruit, which I think fruit is totally nutritious, but the only exception is if you know you're going to be going a long time without a meal, instead of maybe eating fruit, replace that with nuts because fruit, even though it's so good for you, it's super fast digesting because it is sugar and sugar is a simple carb. So kind of just making those little switches to more filling foods like protein-rich and fat-rich foods. It's gonna help satiate your body longer so you're not sitting there trying to snack. Eat more filling foods. Number 3, never let yourself get extremely hungry. And I say this because a lot of the times when we hit that threshold of being extremely hungry, we're not craving good healthy food anymore. We're craving things like pizza, pasta, bread in general, which, I mean, everything's in moderation, guys, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to diet, those foods aren't exactly the best for you. When we get to that really hungry threshold point, our body is starving. It's looking for the food that's gonna have the highest calories, that's gonna get us to not be hungry anymore. So always making sure you have healthy snacks on you, like mixed nuts or carrots and hummus or what have you, something that you know is going to keep you full for at least until you can eat again. Those are the type of foods you need to make sure you have on you at all times. All right guys, so number 4, make sure you are dealing with daily stressors with activities instead of food. And I say that because no matter if you've had a sad day or a stressful day, or it could even be a happy day, a lot of the times we deal with certain emotions with food and we use that as a coping mechanism. So instead of going towards your favorite guilty pleasure, switch up that habit and make something else that you really like to do your way of getting your emotions in check. So for instance, like if you really love writing, write a poem or do some meditation or do some yoga or go for a walk or just watch your favorite movie. Whatever it is, being able to switch what your coping mechanism is so utterly important. Being able to deal with it in a different way will give you a different perspective and will help you a lot more than going and grabbing that ice cream out of the freezer, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and just to kind of give you guys something that I like to do is I really love, like whenever I'm feeling stressed out, is I like to try meditating, but you know, meditation can be a little bit intimidating. So what I use is I use this app called Headspace. And it's guided meditation, and they kind of take you through step by step, and it's only for short periods. So it's not like you're going to be sitting there trying to meditate for an hour long and you're like, okay, I've totally thought about what I'm supposed to do tomorrow, what I'm going to be wearing tomorrow, and I'm totally not even meditating anymore. They're 10-minute long meditations most of the time. It's a really good way to kind of just like let your body unwind after a stressful day. All right, guys, so number 5, last but not least, but like I would have to say probably the most important one on this list is get your sleep. Get your sleep in. I know it's so hard. It is so hard nowadays to try to get a full 8 hours of sleep. Between a million things that we try to accomplish during the day, it already seems like there's not enough time in the day. But it is so important, guys, and I will stress this until the day that I die. You need to get your sleep in. Sleep is important, we all know that, but it goes way deeper than that. The reason why sleep is so important is because our hormones are all regulated from getting enough sleep. And guess what cravings are connected to? You guessed it, your hormones. So make sure you get your sleep in. So if you take anything away from this video, I will just say do number 5 and make your sleep a priority, because at the end of the day, like I said before, everything is regulated through your hormones. Our hormones are our biggest detriment to cravings. So get your sleep in, make sure you get a full 8 hours, rest up, and then you will see that the next day you will not be craving at least as much as you were the days prior. All right, guys, so those are my 5 top ways that I like to kind of kick my cravings to the curb. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. And if you liked this video, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, bye.